Are we starting?
Yeah. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Is my sister Presley.
Hi.
You don't have to talk to her if you don't want to. You don't have to talk to us, really. You're just here to listen. So, welcome back to Cheese Bookclub.
I don't know if they're going to want to listen after the grudge that I'm going to be bringing up, which is, I don't know what kind of measurement system you're using, but when you say 3 slices of pizza, and I get 2 slices,
I gave you 2 slices.
And I get 2 slices of personal pizza.
It was not a personal pizza.
A pizza for babies, essentially.
It was a large size pizza.
I'd like to know what kind of, because over in my American house, that equals 1 slice.
Your trailer can keep its opinions to itself. I just looked at how much pizza was there and then had to split it between you and my boyfriend.
We didn't fight a war so that I had this baby portion of pizza.
You haven't participated in any of those things.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Well, we're on the same page then. Welcome back to Night Cheese Book Club. Episode 6 already. How the time flies when you are having fun, my dear friends.
All the fun we're having.
All the fun. As always, this is a podcast where we're going to be discussing some hot books, some popular books, other books. Spoiler-free, of course, always spoiler-free. I think the biggest feedback we've gotten from people is they say, do I have to have read the book first? And friends, I would never make you do that kind of homework.
No, this is...
Do it if you want, but...
Yeah, this is if you're prepared, it's great. If you're not, it's great. If you're here, that's great. You know what? Because life keeps on ticking. I don't know where I'm going. Yeah, okay. Life keeps on ticking, and you just gotta roll with the ticks.
Especially if it ticks forever.
Yes.
Like today's book, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Is it Victoria? It's V.E. when she writes for adults.
Yes, V.E. Now, are we not doing the what have you been doing since now?
Well, what have you been doing since now?
Yeah,
not since now. Since we last spoke. What have you been up to?
Yeah, since now I've been doing a podcast. It's funny because we both did stuff. I went to that Hell in the Harbor, the metal festival in Baltimore. Yeah, rock and roll. It was cool. There was a lot of people, a lot of smells, we'll say.
Many smells.
A lot of bands. It was cool. I saw a lot of people and a lot of friends who support the podcast. Shout out Annie. Shout out Kelly. Hi.
Hi, friends.
Hi, thank you.
Thanks. Yes.
We appreciate you.
Anytime you're in a crowd, please grab someone's phone and just download this for them.
That is also, yes, if I met you at Hell in the Harbor and you are now listening to this, my God, am I persuasive or what?
You're sorry for downloading it and also texting suggestive things to their parents.
Gotcha.
It's good for them, really.
Yeah, so what did you do?
I went on vacation. I just got back from a very lavish vacation to Wilmington, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
My boyfriend's cousin got married. So congrats, Matt and Haley.
Yeah, hope it works out.
It definitely will. Honestly, they're so cute. Everything was lovely. It really was nice.
That's great.
I mean, coastal Carolina.
Yes, beautiful. Can you beat it?
Can you beat it?
Yes.
The fun fact that I'm going to share with all of you is that Venus flytraps. I'm gonna try not to make everything about plants always, but Venus flytraps are native to Wilmington, North Carolina. It can only naturally be found within a 70-mile radius.
Huh.
It was amazing. I saw some in the wild, and it was just really cool.
That is strange, I guess.
There's also a lot of skinks, so 2 thumbs way up.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't really, I've never seen a skink until we moved down to Maryland, because they're not in Pennsylvania, so that was pretty strange seeing a thing and being like, what is that lizard?
Why does this snake have little legs, and why does that make it a little bit less scary?
I was mowing the lawn and I saw a tail and I was just like, I hope it's a skink instead of a snake, which is, if it has arms and legs, it should be more scary, but...
Yeah, more appendages should make it more threatening.
Because it could hold a little knife.
It could. That's definitely what they're doing with their hands.
Yeah. I don't know. They're fighting under the trailer.
Knife fights.
That I don't live in.
Tiny lizard knife fights. That sounds adorable, really.
Yeah. So, to get to it.
So, everybody has heard of this at this point, I think. It is definitely viral on pretty much everything. And it came out in 2020, I want to say. Yeah, definitely.
October of 2020.
COVID times.
Yeah. So.
But when it came out, there was so much hype. We read it right away.
That's, although it is a long book, that's what I think I started reading and then I finished it on Audible, but...
I like to go back and forth between audiobooks and real books.
I do too, although I am in a real book phase right now, so...
When the real book phase hits, I say go with it.
Yeah, it's a good phase to be in, because when you're not in that, it's just like torture, but...
It just feels nice to read a real book. Victoria Schwab. She's actually probably the author that I've, seen the most at real book events. Just because I think she does just a lot of, PR stuff and likes to connect with her audience.
Yes.
I will also say, her animals are so cute.
They are cute. She posts a lot of pictures. That puppy's adorable. All of those cats. What's not to like about that?
I don't know if anybody has read Vicious and Vengeful, but her dog now reminds me so much of the dog from that series. Just I don't know,
do you know the dog personally?
Like a floppy monster.
Oh.
I do about dogs.
Okay.
Just kidding. Except if you wanted to hang out, we could. But you seem like a really intense friend, so just know that I come at most things in life very laid back.
Usually, until you're weirdly manic and then you're texting me and I'm just like, who is this?
I only care about 5% of things. So, I mean, statistically, 95%, you're going to get the chill me.
But does anybody else, when your sibling starts acting weird, you're just like, who is this? I need proof picture, send me. Or, tell me something only you would know, except nothing that's going to hurt my feelings.
I think that everyone should constantly be asking each other that more.
Yeah.
Give me proof that this is you.
Just in case.
Yeah, just, proving your friendship. If somebody doesn't actually care about you, they're not going to be able to answer that question.
Or look you in the eyes.
And they won't like to play fun games, so...
Yeah, or they won't like this podcast. In which case, just cut them off.
Cut them out of your life immediately.
Anyway, stop getting me off topic. Victoria Schwab, but she lives in Edinburgh now.
Yeah, Edinburgh.
But she's from America. But,
her mom's British, though, so she's like a British-American hybrid.
Okay.
Which I think you can tell from her writing, especially this book.
Yes. Well, okay, so this book to me is very European. So, well, obviously it's set in Europe, so, well, mostly, but,
incredibly Eurocentric. Well, yeah. Okay, let's do a quick synopsis.
Alright, I don't read what I have, but, so, Addie LaRue, she's a girl from France, and it starts, in the 1700s when she's a young woman, and she lives in the countryside. She ends up making, this deal with the devil, I don't know how to...
A Faustian bargain.
I don't want to,
Who even knows what... That's such a pompous thing to say, and also one of my favorite phrases.
Yeah. But
yeah, when you make a bargain with the devil, or a devil.
Yeah.
What's her bargain?
Now my train of thought.
We'll give you a pass because you came from work.
You keep throwing me off topic here. I mean, when you make an exchange like that, it's what you ask for and what you actually are asking for, two different things. I took from it, she wanted, freedom and, to kind of, leave her town and, to make a name for herself and, I don't...
I think the freedom's probably the biggest part of it. It's like she's looking down the barrel at an arranged marriage and kind of just sees her entire life already played out for her. And decides, you know, in this like fit of mania that she would do anything to get out of that.
Yeah.
And so that is when Luke shows up and offers her the chance to live a bigger life than what she has. And so she gains immortality, but with the twist that she will be forgotten by everyone she meets.
Until one day, 300 years later, she meets someone who doesn't forget her. So, and that's what, like, I don't want to give too much away because I feel like there's not a lot as far as, like, secrets in this book. So, like, I don't want to say too much, but
yeah,
that's sort of what I got from it.
That definitely is a good rundown of the story, which truly is an excellent, like, what would I call it? Not even a plot, but I would say that it's a great idea for a story.
Well, it is sort of, I guess it is the plot or whatever. I feel like it's kind of one of those things where it's like a really great idea. This is going to be my hot take episode. I don't know.
Every take is hot.
That's true.
Every episode.
This book,
she won't listen to this either. So she also firmly believes that reviews are mostly for readers.
Which is true. You're not going to like everything, which I like a lot of her other books. So this one's just not my favorite. I thought that the plot of this book was kind of repetitive. I thought this book was way too long for that idea. And, like, I like the idea, but this I feel like the length of it killed it for me.
Agreed. I think that you can just tell she's mentioned a few times that she had this in the works for, like, a decade plus. And I think that comes forth in terms of feeling like you need to present this big tome because it feels like such a weighty idea. So I think that maybe she, like, was trying to hash out so much. And just even for her writing style in general, I think that her writing does better when she's doing way less poetic prose and doing more to the point plot things. This woman can turn a phrase. Her writing is beautiful. There are so many quotes.
But it's good. It's fanciful and stuff.
It's fanciful, but you don't want 300, 400 pages of fanciful writing.
It goes on for too long for, like, on one thing. And, like, I don't know. I just, even, like, skimming it to, like, brush up on it because we read it so long ago, like, I just had a very hard time getting through it again and, like, found myself, like, drifting away from it just because, like, I had a really hard time paying attention to it. And, like, the other thing that kind of stuck out to me about this book was, like, she was kind of just, like, focused on herself the whole time, which I get because it's her life and everything, but, like, there was other stuff going on around her, and, like, as far as time periods went, like, I feel like a lot of stuff didn't get mentioned, and, like, I know that not everything's gonna get mentioned, but, like, just some important stuff that, like, you think you'd be more involved in, especially if you've lived that long. Like, what's the point of living that long if you're just going to focus on, like, I don't know, yourself maybe?
Like your own little world.
Yes.
I do agree with you there. I think that that's a common criticism for this book, that Addie's focus is very short-sighted for mostly of herself, which I don't know if it was done, like, divisively to show that previously people wouldn't have known what was going on in the world. Like, it actually would have been kind of difficult to know what the news was not locally.
That's true, but, like, that's what I mean. But even looking back, the bigger stuff.
Yeah. And then it's touched on a little bit, some of the things, like historical things that happen, but yeah, I mean, just day to day even, she's very, like, self-centered, which, I mean, I don't know, maybe that's also just her personality.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, what I did like about it, I'll just switch it up here. What I did like about it was the conversations between her and Luke, because they are a little flirty, a little fun. I thought that was fun. But again, it just kind of, like, I don't know, and, like, none of these characters I felt like I really connected to, and if anything, I felt like I disliked more characters than I actually liked. Like, I did not like Henry. Like, and of course, like, when she and I were talking about it before, I was like, I don't like Henry. And then we went to the book tour thing, and Victoria Schwab's like, yeah, I based Henry, like, on myself. And we were both like, oh. Uh-oh. But I don't know, like, just, I didn't really like any of the characters.
I would say that Luke was also my favorite character.
Luke would probably, if I had
I'm
to
just
pick
drawn
one.
to evil.
I know, yeah. If I had to pick one, I would pick the
I agree. I mean,
guy.
I know that for some people they dislike storylines that have very flawed characters and that they need, like, some kind of representation for themselves, whereas, like, I enjoy flawed characters and I don't need any kind of,
Yeah, so do I, but I
know, forthright.
I want them to be
Heroines.
relatable, though. Even if they're not flawed, like, because some of us are perfect.
No.
But we still are, I'm
now.
still a man of the people.
You are a man of the people, but
Right, but
as a potato.
it's hard being, I feel like I'm more of a dumpling.
But I would say that, kind of building off of your point, I think that that is exactly what makes this book a little bit unrelatable. And it's the foibles that these characters have aren't explored to a point where it makes them relatable. It's like,
Yeah.
there are so many little, like, quotey love letters to, like, a general ennui feeling and to loving books and reading and art, which all of that is great. But to truly, like, cut to the heart of, like, what I think this situation would be loneliness. To, like, really feel, like, deep despair from loneliness. Or even, like, if she is a self-centered kind of person, show us more of that. You know what I mean? I think that a lot of the deeper underlying themes for this aren't explored in a way where it becomes, like, visceral. It's still, like, they're kind of, like, poetic.
Yes, and I guess that's it, where it's not said in, like, a, I don't know.
In a man of the people kind of way.
In a palatable kind of way for, like, us regulars.
Yeah, we're not all
Sorry.
academics here.
Well,
we don't have no fancy college learnings.
No, but I don't know. I think if it was shorter, it just would have been easier.
Agreed. I think, well, and with that too, I mean, you can have these poetic moments, but there's so much to be said for, like, editing to the point that you cut away all of the fat. And what you're left with is so meaningful because you've cut all of the extra. I think that if you edited everything in this down a little bit more, it would have been stronger.
Yeah.
Not that it's not strong, and that I didn't love it. I did love it.
I don't know. And I guess, too, of, like, if I see somebody, like, living for that long, it's like, you do change. You do change. Even in the years, like, and obviously, I guess none of us really know what would happen, but you figure, like, even as we change as, like, even, like, our 20s to our 30s, our 30s to our 40s, our 40s to our 50s, you change a lot.
Oh my gosh.
And over 300 years, you don't think you change a little bit?
I have biannual changes.
I'm
Maybe more.
Yeah, I'm different than
and
last week.
for the best, really, so you're welcome. But, yeah, like, I don't buy that she would stay so stuck in her personality.
Yeah.
But, again, maybe that's her flaw. But if that is her flaw, I would have liked to
don't
gone
be
into
mad
that.
that people forget you. You know what I mean?
I also think that would be really hard and really lonely. But is that the worst thing in the world? I don't know. Like, you could get away with so much stuff.
You're an introvert too, so, like, maybe because, like, I don't know. Kind of, though. Think of the people in your life. If they didn't remember you, you'd miss us.
But you wouldn't even know them to begin with.
You would, though. Well, that's true, because how can you get to know somebody?
You just have to keep popping up in their line of sight.
Yeah, and you just keep watching them?
Yeah. No, you wouldn't watch them. You'd go on and do your own thing.
You're telling me in all that amount of time you wouldn't start watching people?
Oh my gosh, you would definitely watch people.
Oh, I'd be watching people.
In fact, I would like to say that I think that she would have been a lot more comfortable if she had gotten better about watching people and then, like, frogging or whatever it's called, like sneaking into their houses.
What?
Frogging, you know?
What?
So it's like when you watch people to see when they go to work and you learn their routines.
That's called breaking and entering.
It's also called frogging.
And stalking.
And when you, they go to work for the day, you go to and live in their house. Okay. And then you sleep in the attic quietly.
I meant it in an
home.
Innocent little way where you can learn more about them. You sound like BTK, and I'm going to call the police.
I just know that somebody who's listening right now probably has somebody living in the walls of their home, and you should maybe check that out. Or don't check it out if you don't want to know.
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm just concerned about it.
Alright, you're all being frogged. Check the walls, check the walls.
Look into it, man. Is some cereal missing? Has somebody used a fork?
I'm calling the police after this, and a doctor.
I literally thought that my Airbnb, I was like, Phil, we're being frogged because somebody keeps leaving this toilet seat up. But it was him.
Yeah. And I don't know.
I thought I was tracking his movements better. I'm not going to be able to pull this off.
See? Yep.
I wouldn't want to anyway, really.
You're not watching anybody. So, I guess the other thing that I wrote down was that, no, I guess I said everything I wanted to say about that, but I just liked, are you done with your, but, like, I liked her other books, like Shades of Magic, Vicious, City of Ghosts, Tunnel, but like those short stories, like, that's, I think, why I liked it. Like, Shades of Magic was longer as well, so that one was also a little bit harder to get through, but I liked Lila more than I like Addie, hot take. But the, like, shorter books, I just liked more, so that's all I'm going to say about it.
Agreed.
Anyway, so on the subject of immortality...
Yeah, so our tie-in subject this week is immortality.
Which, what do you think, if you lived forever, what's, like, one thing that you're like, I would absolutely, like, even in this lifetime, like, what does absolutely have to do with it?
Just so much more travel. She literally was in Europe and then went to America, and it's like, that's literally all you're gonna do with a lifetime. Like, you don't want to see the pyramids, like, you don't want to go anywhere else.
You don't want to go to any of the other continents that are out there.
Yeah, there's literally, you're in a minority of continents, and that's enough for you.
Not that I'm thinking of it.
Maybe that's why she's having such an existential crisis.
Could she just walk around naked?
I mean, if you got away from people fast enough, they'd forget that you were there, but they'd still have a boner.
Right. Ew. No, I just, like...
Mystery Boner is the name of my new band, so nobody take that.
I don't think people will forget it. I don't know, I can think of a ton of things that, like, I just wish I had more time now in my life to do, that I'm like, man, I would be doing things left and right. I've got a ton of crap that I want to do.
There's so much. I don't know, like, I could see that there would be a learning curve of trying to, like, figure out how to navigate immortality. And that you still could be hurt, but, like, yeah, like, why are you so bad at frogging, for one? But also just, like, finding food, like, learn to forage.
But even
I think that it would be easier to, like hide out on different modes of transportation. Learn to drive a car. Why didn't you do that?
Yeah, or just anything. That's literally longer than America's been a thing. You know what I mean? That's a long time.
It's a long time.
That you just were doing. What did you even do? You inspired some art? I could do that right now. I'm sure that I have. There's somewhere out there's just a piece of art that's like haggard woman on bench eating Mickey-shaped pretzel, and it's... I don't want to see it, but I inspired it.
You just know that it's there.
Oh, yeah.
And that it has mustard, spicy brown.
Nah, it says one filled with cream cheese. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Don't say that to me.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I agree. I think that there's so much more that she could have done. And, like, so much more that I would want to do for myself, just of, like, traveling and, like...
learning.
And that, like, you know, you could still meet people even if they forgot you.
Yeah, like, it just is
Or
wild.
doing, like, little nice little Robin Hoodie things, you know? That's what I would do.
And that's what I meant too, where like she's just very like focused on herself, where like you could change the world with that amount of time. There's so much you could do. You could change things.
You could change things. If you really are that selfish, you could have done so much more for yourself either.
And that too, yeah, like just...
Because like I'm not even... Look, it'd be great to be a Robin Hood, of course, but at the same time, like, even if you're gonna be selfish, like, take it to more of an extreme.
And when you look at these other immortal creatures, which is going to be our next segment, but you look at them, they got all nice houses and stuff, like vampires and stuff. They always have nice houses and stuff and cars and stuff.
Yeah, because I do believe, like, I don't know, I think you would figure out how to hoard money better.
Yeah, definitely. So, on that topic, I made a little game up here. This one's going to be, it's immortal creatures that I picked out. I picked 4, and it's going to be a this or that of these immortal creatures.
I like this.
Now, when I was thinking about vampires, and I was like, oh, okay, like Twilight, Vampire all the vampires out there, stop dating teenage girls. Let's go with that. Who? Edward, like Vampire Diaries. If like you're immortal and you have all this time, why do you choose to go back to high school? That's what I'm talking about. Why?
I don't think that they would. I think that for the most part they don't though. I don't think they do. I don't think that we should be using Edward Cullen as a example of vampires.
Well, then explain
who jumps to your mind as like like if you hear vampire. For me, it's
Eric from True Blood.
Meow. Okay, for mine, it definitely is like. I think that the first character that I think of is Lestat.
I also thought of.
But then also Nosferatu, which is the cutest look.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my Bucky T sound. Anyway, okay, this is gonna be a this or that. This one is you have to pick this or that. So for vampires, you have fangs, but they're like walrus teeth, or you can turn into a bat, but you can't fly. You can only walk around.
That sounds so cute. I'm gonna say the bat part.
I pictured it. You're trying to escape from someone. You turn into the bat and you just run away.
I just picture it like.
All right.
Like near pigeons at a park.
This one's my favorite. Unicorns. Now this one is a positive one. You can either, and these are true about unicorns, when you burp glitter, whatever the glitter touches turns into delicious cakes. Or when they fart rainbows, it propels you forward like a jetpack.
I mean, definitely cakes. Who wouldn't want more cake in their life?
I was also gonna. And they're like glittery and nice.
Plus glitter.
Edible glitter.
I still don't know if that's good for anybody, but it looks nice.
This one's elves, which are immortal. So this one, you're an elf, but you have to have like a normal 9 to 5, like out in the real world. Or you have a great life at the North Pole, but every year Santa gets too drunk at Christmas and says inappropriate things and ruins everything.
Definitely the second one.
The second one?
Yeah, who cares? Listen.
But he ruins Christmas every year.
People, I don't care. I can make do with that. I think that a lot of people's families ruin Christmas every year.
Womp. Hey, we had a great one last year.
It was good. There was margaritas. But you can't control what other people do, and you're always going to have moments in your life, especially where a drunk someone does off-putting things.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, definitely.
Or they could just tie him up with ribbons. I mean, you have enough materials there to subdue an older man.
I don't know why you want it to definitely be ribbons. Anything can be a restraint.
That's true. And then the last one, this one got a little weird, but I'm going with it. This one is fairies. And you can make fairy deals, but to seal the deal, you have to lick the top of the other person's head. Or you can grant wishes, but every wish you grant, a mushroom made of poop blooms in your yard.
I mean, who wouldn't pick the head lick? You'd have to go with that one.
Okay.
Oh, wait. In your yard? I would do the second one.
Yeah, but if you're doing a bunch of wishes, your house is going to stink. Although, let me ask you this.
Shit makes flowers grow.
It's human. You said not to poop in the garden.
I said, yes, that's hot compost, and we are not doing hot compost.
Okay, well then don't confuse me.
I feel like I could make it work.
Here's a little side. You can grant the wishes, poop mushroom, but you are, like, it's one of those little ones, so it would only be like a mouthful, so in order to get rid of it, you could eat it. But just a mouthful.
I don't think that that's ever...
You're not answering the question?
No, I'm saying that I don't think that I will have to eat it, and I could just deal with it in a different way anyway.
You're telling me that if you were immortal and you could grant wishes, you wouldn't be...
I don't think I would grant wishes right and left.
What?
I think that most people don't deserve their wishes.
How dare you?
I think that your wish would come back to bite you in the butt.
Maybe.
I think you'd have to really, really think through your wish.
Yeah, maybe.
And then if things are just handed to you easily, will you appreciate them as much as fighting for them?
Or the person granting it could give you something you didn't want.
That's exactly it. I'd be more into that.
Full circle.
Tricky wishes that make you learn a lesson. Just like this story here.
Yes. Not a mouthful of poop.
Yeah. So, I believe that brings us to our next segment.
It's haiku time, everybody.
It's haiku time.
Ooh.
And cheese curd.
Do you want to go first this time? I think I did last week.
I'm going to go first. Okay, so... For some, a small world is worse than dark struggles through all time forever. And I'm pairing that with a Stilton infused with apricot pieces.
Sounds pretentious.
Well.
On brand.
Yeah, it's fancy, it's rich, but it's a little mellow. It's not the most pungent of the blue cheeses.
I guess. I feel like blue cheese would offend her.
Well, it's not about her. It's about the masses. And I think that most people do like it.
It always is.
It's not for everybody. It's not the most pungent thing out there. But it's creamy, it's good. It's sweet.
Here, I'm doing mine. Ready. Luke was kind of hot. No one could remember her. Really for the best. Oh, this track. Yeah, get him. I picked...
That laughing goes on for a while, doesn't it?
I picked a brie because it's mild and creamy, but not the star of the show. I think it pairs well with a lot of stuff, but it's just kind of forgettable, shall we say. Not my favorite. I think that it's...
If you couldn't tell, I love all cheeses. I don't care for brie.
No, right, and that's what I love all cheeses too. Brie, I would not reach for brie. I wouldn't buy brie. But, I mean, maybe if it had chives in it.
There's just so many better things to put chives on.
See? But, yeah, I agree with that. So, honestly, do I think this book is worth reading at least once? Yes, because you don't know what you'll get out of it, but it is a long book, so prepare oneself.
Agree. And I would say don't go into it expecting for this to be like some plot-driven tale where like the story itself means so much.
Yeah.
Whereas like I think that the beauty of this and that what you're going to get out of it is detail work.
Yeah. And like personally, I'd go Shades of Magic trilogy first.
I mean,
soon to not be a trilogy.
Vicious and Vengeful for me.
Well, actually, yeah, those two. Okay, fair enough. So we're doing our grazie and goodbye.
To round out our episode, grazie and goodbye. What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for. I was out hiking yesterday, and it was so beautiful outside, and like just being like outside in nature, man, it's so lovely, and like. It helps me manage my anxiety that I don't have so well. It's not even funny. Like, just going for a walk makes me such less of an anxiety ball. It's crazy. So I am grateful for the outdoors. I'm grateful for the forest. And all of the poop-eating fairies in it.
That's a good one.
And the unicorns.
My grazie this week is my cats. Being on vacation is so great, and I'm so blessed to go on vacation, but the thing that I miss most, the thing that I think about the most probably, is my cats while I'm away. And coming home to my cats and being able to literally the night I'm back,
Are you gonna cry?
my main girl Snowy, who we call Nina, or Old Nan. Old Nan just glued to my side, needing all the kisses and cuddles. And yeah, they're just, man, cats are just so great. They're so cool. They're funny. They're beautiful.
They're great.
Kiss them on the mouth.
And as for the person who watched the cats while you were gone, being treated as the unimportant person.
Second fiddle, yeah. I'm
It
proud of them
hurts.
for that.
But
thanks for watching my cats. Also, Mom, thanks for watching my cats.
Yeah, you're the best.
Yeah. But, yeah, that sums up our episode. So, like, subscribe, download, follow, all that good stuff. Somebody one day will leave us a haiku, and that day will be a good day. So, looking forward to it, whoever you are.
No pressure.
And we will